And of course, Wasatch lost a tough one to Springville. Game. There's a big three.
Yeah, and that Springville game, it was really close when they were going, and then they got behind, managed to get back up, and then just lost it in the fourth quarter. Very similar to the boys' game Friday night. Yeah. Right now, in my estimation, Spanish Fort dominating the boards. Yeah, they're also getting a lot of rebounds. Yeah.
Caleb. Pulsifer just happened to be standing in front of her very close, and the ref just pushed her, and she most definitely tripped. Pulsifer even got to
This definitely isn't the Jazz Bulls game in the 90s. We all know Michael Jordan.
her as the
Yeah.
Norm Hader back and actually here tonight after being out for games with yeah, and so he is back in form. He is the refs.
Seems like his team was hurting a little bit with him gone. He is a pretty integral part.
You know, that's a tough thing. You know, Phil Russell did a great job. Did a great job when he did what he did. Yeah. And you're right. It's just different sometimes. Different leaders a little bit. Different coaching styles. Nobody's trying less. You know, they're just trying to. Yeah, sometimes we'll coaching style a little different. It can trip you up. Mitchell Peak with the ball, taking it up top. He's 34. Our team, Rachel Noyce, dribbling it up top. Passes it. Rachel snacks it out of the air.
Back to Noyce. Drive. No shot. Looks like there's a foul on the ground.
Noyce is the player for Wasatch and has been a great early season story. Started the season. And speaking of, there's Rachel Noyce. Noyce started the season not as a starter. She was building her way up and getting time, but then had a great game in one of their preseason ones. I believe it was against Riverton, and scored a team high 22 points. Wow. And since then has been a starter. Always been a great
Let's see if Spanish Fork is gonna save, but it was knocked off the Wasatch player. Allie Branch gets it out to the 3. Lost the ball. Stolen another jump ball. Going to Wasatch.
Right now, the two teams and
Fork with the power.
high.
Fast break opportunity. And that was number 2. Great fast break bucket.
It looks like Spanish Fork not afraid to run.
Both teams look pretty comfortable right now. Passing the ball around, good ball movement, getting it in. And another great pass and score.
That's one hater basketball right there. Moving around, passing around 3-4 times while the post switches back before the back point. Eventually, the open.
Yeah, what we've seen this year from the Wasatch girls team is just a lot of unselfish ball. They really, no one's trying to play hero. They're just passing it around and looking for the best shot.
1.7 seconds left in this first quarter. Chance to throw it in. Oh, that's not the look there.
Oh, almost gets the shot.
That was not the one that Wasatch wanted to leave open right there. I think Wasatch got away with one there. Wide open on the corner. Yeah, wide open. At the end of the first quarter, Wasatch 16, Spanish Fork 13, right here in Region 8. Great game. Thanks for joining us here on Sting TV. We hope the technical difficulties aren't discouraging you. We hope you can at least watch if you can't hear us completely. But we're going to treat it as though you're hearing. So thanks for joining us.
Any audio levels? Fresh? Yeah, I'm fine.
I'll do this.
Ball up top, passing it in, kicked out to the corner. That quite get it.
You know, when they're out there, of what they want to do, they are really tired. Great shot. That's what we like to see. They can really fatigue down the other guard with their little two-person kind of three-quarter force pressure.
Back to Schultz. Over to Pulsifer. Down to Noyce. Lots of ball movement, as you can hear and see. Back up to Heath. Down to Noyce. Looked like it was a good shot opportunity, but Spanish Fork just got in on her.
Spanish Fork with a little 2-3 zone. Well, Wasatch really found the thing they needed there. They got it down to her.
And as I've seen from the Spanish Fork team, they like moving fast and going straight to the bucket.
Yeah, they're not afraid. They seem to be a little faster pace. Yeah, I agree with you.
Kiara Siri back in the game. Noise. Oh, looks like that might be a backcourt violation. Yep, backcourt violation. Great shot from
Kayla Clark.
Yeah, Kayla Clark. She looks all game.
Yeah. Clark, one of their leaders in scoring. She, in fact, leads Spanish Fork in points per game with 8. Spanish Fork with 2 players with at least 7.
Rachel
and
Noyes
another one
gets that
6.
offensive rebound. They settle the ball.
Yeah, this 2-3 zone causing a little trouble for Wasatch, but like you said, they're very patient.
Yeah, and they're great passers. Gets it to Pulsifer, and she knocks it down. Let's go. Ava Pulsifer has hit quite a few threes in her career. Every game I've been to, she's hit at least 2 or 3 game threes per game, which is pretty awesome to see, especially as a junior getting so much playing time.
Pulsifer, that's her first bucket of the game. She has been averaging 4 points a game, and more importantly, has been able to get 4 or 5 rebounds a game, which is something they've been really helping. And that's from a guard. That's a good situation for
Yeah. Timeout, Wasatch. We'll be back in a minute.
Wasatch, that's a 30-second timeout. Thank you again for working masks at all times tonight.
Back in the game with the throw in. Stolen by number 3, Allie Branch. Gets thrown out of bounds a little bit there. Gonna stay Spanish Fork.
Foul is called on number 5, Vincent Schultz. Allie Branch.
Yeah, Spanish Fork puts a lot of pressure on. Always at half court, no matter where the team's taking the ball out, if it's full court or anything. But they're usually there at the half, wanting to put a little pressure on.
They're going 100% like the whole game, not really settling it up top, just trying to get those shots off quick. Noyes with the ball at the top right of the arc. Gets it down to Kiara Siri, and she scores that layup with ease.
Yeah, 2 things have changed here for Wasatch in the last few minutes, and that's why they all of a sudden have an 8-point lead. They have rebounded better, and they hit those couple of threes down here, and then that spread out their offense, so they were able to score down low also.
And it's great to see them, have that teamwork working together.
I believe Wasatch right now is on a 6-0 run. And that breaks that streak.
Number 32, Casey Anderson, gonna get one more shot. Misses the second one, but it's rebounded by Spanish Fork. Kicks it out to the corner. We've seen quite a few corner 3 shots attempts from Spanish Fork. Only one has fallen so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they've only hit 1 3-point shot. They're probably 1 for 6, maybe
Yeah.
even 7 at this point.
If I was them, I'd just stay to the paint, stay in there. That's where they're getting the bulk of their points. They've only had 1 3-ball this game, so, and the rest has been in the paint.
On the other side, Wasatch has hit 2 3-pointers, but I think only taken 3 or 4 3-pointers.
Yeah.
So
much higher percentage.
And here's that motion offense we were talking about, Coach Hader.
Schultz got that ball, snuck right past number 3, Allie Branch, but got in there, went for the layup, and got denied a little bit, but happened to pick up a foul.
Motion offense can be really difficult for teams trying to play a man-to-man.
Yeah.
That almost just falls right in Hader's lap.
Schultz shooting, gets the first one.
Looking at the scoreboard right now, Rachel Noyce leading Wasatch with points with 8. Already at her game average.
Pretty impressive for Rachel Noyce. Spanish Fork controlling the ball. Shoots another corner 3. Can't get it to fall.
Rachel Noyce has got to have at least 7 rebounds also.
Yeah,
right now.
she's been a rebound queen tonight. Rachel Heath taking the ball up top. We've seen it before. Tries to go for the layup. That's number 31, Katie Perry. She just couldn't get it to go in, but she does draw a foul.
Yeah, that play right there, got a little lucky. Casey Anderson for Spanish Fork blocked that clearly.
Yeah.
And didn't foul her, but they actually did call it on Lomenick. Anderson was almost violent in her pleas that she didn't make the foul, and she did not, to her credit.
Well, as a Wasatch, I say we'll take what we can get. So take these free throws. She missed the first one. Let's see if she can sink this second one. And she gets it. Katie Perry with another bucket.
I believe it's the largest lead of the night for Wasatch.
Foul called. Number 24, looks like number 24, Ava Pulsifer. Looks like she just kind of got her hand in there. Looks like they're in bonus. Spanish Fork is in bonus. So she
Wasatch in the Spanish Fork shooting 1-1. Next foul for Spanish Fork, Wasatch would be 1-1, and there's still 3.5 minutes in the first half.
Great rebound by Kiara Siri. Almost goes out of bounds. Gets it over to Rachel Heath.
Yeah, we talked about first quarter how Spanish Fork was kind of dominating in the rebounds. That's easily doubled the opposite direction for Wasatch since then. They're really dominating right now the boards and
just playing really good basketball.
Spanish Fork's definitely getting some drives. If a couple of those fall, that will change the game just a little bit, but they are getting some drives.
A little toss-up down on the Wasatch defensive side, but somehow Grace Wonder came out with the ball, got down the court, and now she gets to shoot her 1-1 free throw shot.
That tussle you're talking about, that's Kiara Sari getting dirty. She was down on the floor diving for it, doing a little bit of her volleyball diving, and that's going to get points in the long run. Those are hustle points.
Yeah. It's nice to see players use skills from other things, like not being afraid to get on the ground. Like volleyball, they have to dive all the time, and basketball, it just transfers. Lane violation, unfortunately. Shot didn't go anyways.
It sounds like they called that on Grace Wonder, the shooter.
She kind of hopped
over the line maybe.
Yeah, before the ball hit the rim. All right, Spanish Fork taking the ball down. Got it at the top of the arc. Number 3, Allie Branch. Branch taking it in. She's an aggressive player from what we've seen so far. Unfortunately, she's made some pretty iffy passes. Air ball by Grace Wonder, but it's recovered. We got Schultz up. Kiara Siri holding the ball. The Spanish Fork team is really in our faces. Triple coverage, and Rachel Noyce seems to get that layup in.
10 points here in the first half for Rachel Noyce.
It's been a really great game for Wasatch. Some games, they end with only about 30 points, and we're going into halftime with 30 points.
Yeah, really good point. Really good point.
Let's look at that replay. She's got about 3 girls on her, and she still gets it to go in. Wow.
That's just tough.
That is
just
tough.
Tough fighting, and a
basketball.
great athlete. Not just tall, she's just a great athlete.
She is, yeah. Especially, it's awesome to hear how she fought for her spot on the team and is able to just play great. She has 10 points. She's got 33% of our points tonight, which is awesome for Rachel Noyce.
Okay, Red, I got a story for you. You were talking about diving, getting on the floor. When I was college coach at College of Eastern Utah, the women's basketball coach came to me. We were ending our season, and they were just starting their season up. And he came to me, and he says, Coach, I need you. I need you to come into our gym and help my girls with something. And I said, me? And he says, yep, I need you to teach them how to get on the floor. So he was actually teaching them drills on diving for the ball. So scramble play, plays balls that are loose. And his girls were being kind of soft, just wanting to pick it up, and he wanted to teach them how to get down on the floor and go for it. So he wanted me to teach them how to volleyball dive.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking that is so important, basketball. And again, you talk about those hustle points. They aren't in the stats. They aren't anywhere else. They're not in the scorebook, but they're hustle points. And they're sometimes the key in a game when teams have equal stats. Who had the most hustle points?
Yeah,
right?
that's for
Hustle
sure.
points would be diving for balls, or maybe just a little extra blocking out. You had players that made such an impact on the game and didn't even score, but they were so great at picking for players, and sometimes that's how it works.
I think it's really important for everyone to hustle and not be afraid to get on the ground, maybe get a little bruised up, but it's for a good cause. And then, like, as you were saying, like, you get that ball, it's essentially could be a win for you. So that it's awesome to see that our Wasatch team isn't afraid. They get a great pass in, Spanish Fork, but they couldn't quite get the shot. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Spanish Fork, and we're going to get another 1-and-1.
Yeah, foul on Clark. She's a hustler, but I'm telling you, she's right now losing the battle with Kiara. Kiara Siri, almost equal with Rachel Noyce right now with rebounds, and that is, to me, that's the difference in the game at the moment.
Rebounds are super important. You can't score if you don't have the ball in your hands. Misses the shot, Kiara Siri, but she gets a rebound, misses it again, gets a rebound, and happens to throw it out of bounds. But, man, she got 2 rebounds right there.
Yeah, again, more rebounds. Coach Hayter pleading for a tip off the shot.
I mean,
somebody blocked her.
I think I saw a tip, or maybe a little foul, but what can you do?
I think right now so far the refs seem to be pretty equal in allowing kind of the reaching and bumping a little bit on both teams.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with physicality. Yeah, I like to see a little tough game. It brings the competitiveness out.
Yeah, that play right there, talking about what we're mentioning, the reaching. That was Olsen for Spanish Fork. That time, if you're reaching down low, Coach Corey, if you reach down low, that's usually where they like. But as soon as a referee sees a reach up here somewhere, it just seems like that's often called more often. I don't know.
Rachel Heath sinking the first 1-and-1 bucket, though.
Our real basketball expert, Corey Lang, is at the table right now, and he's thinking, you guys are dummies.
Yeah, he was supposed to call this game instead of me, but he's the more technically smart guy, so you're stuck with me instead. All right, Spanish Fork with the ball up top, keeping it up high. Looks like we're seeing them settle. Number 3, Allie Brandt. She really likes to throw those big passes. It hasn't worked out super well for her tonight. I've seen her throw away a couple balls, and just right as we saw it. It was just a little too hard of a pass, and it turned to Wasatch ball.
I would think right now turnovers are really hurting Spanish Fork. I agree.
This game was so close in the first quarter, but Wasatch seems to really be pulling away in this second quarter. Playing really good, controlled, patient basketball, even with Spanish Fork in their face. Rachel Heath takes a spill, but that's all right. Rachel Noyce has it. Back to Heath, almost stolen. Grace Wonder with a great layup. What I like to see is the cutting from the Wasatch team and like being able to get the ball and exploiting Spanish Fork when they lunge for it and just getting it in and staying open, drawing someone over and kicking it into the open person. See, look at this replay. Drew her defender, and wow.
Again, I agree.
Grace
That
Wonder
is
just gets in there.
exactly what Coach Hayter wants. He wants the ball moved and players moving away from the ball. So with that type of offense, it sometimes isn't so much what the player with the ball is doing, pump fakes and head like that, but it's what the other players are doing. Are they running and moving as quick as they can to get open and run their plays? And it can be a nightmare for teams.
Yeah. And like as I was saying earlier, like when they beat their defender, instead of just taking a shot, they draw a defender from a person on their team who's closer to the basket, and they just kick it to them, get an easy layup. Just every time. Only 11 seconds left. See if we can get one more shot off before the half. And we do. That was number 31, Katie Perry, shooting up a firework, if you're catching my drift.
Absolutely textbook running the clock down. Absolutely textbook. Wasatch just broke the mold right there and being able to run the play down to the clock. Last second shot, very set feet. And here's that shot right there, just how it's drawn up in the book.
Great form with the swish. That's what we like to see. That is what we like to see. We're coming into halftime. We'll see you guys when this third quarter, second half starts. And there's the Wasatch Waspettes. All right, here we go, and welcome back. Wasatch Springville, Wasatch 36, or Wasatch Spanish Fork, Wasatch 36, Spanish Fork 17. Great game played so far by Wasatch. A little too much mistakes from Spanish Fork, but you never can leave out hope. Rachel Heath with an immediate three. That's what we like to see. Great shot from her. She's played great tonight. That'll put her at 12 points, if I'm seeing correctly. 12 points. Shot from Spanish Fork. See, they've seemed to take that shot quite a few times, but just can't hit that corner three. I think they just need to stick to shooting it in the paint where they've done it best. Wasatch has had like an 11-0 run. So we'll see if they can continue that streak. Stolen, number 3, Allie Branch. Take it down the court. Now shot from the top of the paint. Can't get it to go. Layup, gets it. And it looks like they're going to be ending that Wasatch score streak. And Schultz for Wasatch taking it down the floor right now. Passing it over to Pulsifer. Seen a lot from Pulsifer in recent games. Over to Heath, back to that corner. Almost gets it again, but can't get it to sink. Looks like she needed a little more arch on that. Kicks it down for a fast break, and they get it. They get a fast break bucket. Spanish Fork. Schultz with the ball over to Pulsifer. We've seen this before. Timeout for Wasatch. Already we've seen a few points scored pretty quick in this second half. And it doesn't look like anything wrong happened to Spanish Fork in the locker room. It seems like they did something right because they're coming back with a little more heart than I saw last half. Look at that replay. And a great rebound and layup. Catching it off the tip and getting it in. Let's see a few more. Watch it pass down. Watch that slow motion replay. What a great shot by Spanish Fork.
This is somebody listening to the game.
He's like 4 minutes behind.
All right, Spanish Fork with the ball. Gets thrown out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be Wasatch ball.
So glad. That's what we want. We want that.
Schultz with the ball, coming, taking it down, drives in hard, tries to get that wraparound Stockton pass, but couldn't get it to go to Pulsifer. Looks like she's going to throw it out of bounds, and it's going to be Spanish Fork ball. All right, Spanish Fork taking it down. Keeping it up top, trying to get a little more passes, but stolen by Rachel Heath. Man, she is a player. She's going to settle it. Smart move. I think if she would have gone in, she would have got bodied a little bit. You could call that a moving screen by Pulsifer, but the refs aren't going to see it. Schultz with the ball. Passes it over to Rachel Heath. Over to Siri. Down to Rachel Noyce, and she gets it. She has had so many points this game. She's at 12, absolutely killing it. Spanish Fork with the ball, taking it up top. They're just looking a little unsettled, frustrated. Can't seem to keep the ball in their hands. Keep turning it over to Wasatch. It's sad to see, but it's great for Wasatch.
Yeah, that's only 10 seconds.
Allie Branch passes it over, kicks it out, can't get that three to go. We've seen a lot of threes from this Spanish Fork team. But as I said, and as we saw right there, the buckets in the paint are what matter. They've scored the majority of their buckets in the paint. Kiara Siri down to Pulsifer. Tries to get that hook shot layup. Gets her own rebound. Shoots it again, but gets denied. Spanish Fork taking it down. Number 22 kicks it out to number 3. Shoots up a quick flick shot, and she gets it to sink. Now, we like to see them score those 3 balls, but, I mean, they're about 2 for 14 right now. Kiara Siri with the top of the paint, absolute splash. That's what we like to see from her. She's been a great player this year so far. We're at 43 points. Great high-scoring game for Wasatch. I've never seen them play such good team basketball like this before. Denied. They're going to call it a jump ball. What a great block by Kiara Siri. It's going to stay with Spanish Fork. They leave that corner 3 open. Wasatch isn't scared. They miss again. Schultz with the ball. Getting that hustle play in and passing it over to Rachel Heath. Man, those two play well together. Oh, Kiara Siri loses the ball right there. Gets it stripped away. Great play by Spanish Fork. They're kicking it over, and it's going to be out of bounds. Let's see what the refs say. Wasatch ball. Pulsifer passing it into Schultz. Schultz about to take it down the court. Schultz passes it up to Heath. Back to Schultz. And they're just going to play some settled, good passing offense. Great shot, great look, but couldn't get it to go. Still fighting for it. Going to get that jump ball. Looks like it's going to go Wasatch, if I'm correct. Yes, I am. And we're going to get another chance at this possession. Pulsifer checking out. She's played hard. She's looking tired. She deserves that break. Grace Wonder checking in for her. Grace Wonder's a great player also. She's going to be passing it in right to Kiara Siri, right there, open in the paint. Easy bucket. Easy 2 points for Wasatch.
Thank you. Yeah, great.
Yeah, because if I don't hear feedback,
Stolen by Rachel Noyce. Passes it up to Schultz. We're looking at a fast break opportunity, but I think they're going to decide to settle. Kicks it over to Grace Wonder. Back up to Rachel Heath. Pretty wide open. They're just playing some good, settled basketball. Rachel Heath and the rest just passing it around, looking for the best shot opportunity, knowing they don't have a shot clock, just looking for anything they can do that is good for their team. I think they're just practicing right now, honestly. Just working the ball around. And, oh my gosh, we see an awesome, another three-pointer for Rachel Heath. Man, she is a great player. That'll bring us to 48 points and her with 15 points. She's going to try and get that foul, but couldn't go. Shoots it, but just nicks it off the rim. Timeout by Spanish Fork. We'll see in a minute. Let's look at some of the highlights. We see Katie Perry shoot that great shot. And then Rachel Noyce with a nice rebound. Kiara Siri. Boom, shakalaka. Great top of the paint shot. Over to Rachel Heath. Watch this three. Watch it. Cash. Wow. The girls team for Wasatch seems pretty hyped right now.
Hey, I just dropped that up.
Just you dropped it a little bit. All right, and we're back. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left in this third quarter. Looking great for Wasatch. We just saw Rachel Heath with two amazing threes. Kiara Siri with a dope shot and a few shots from Rachel Noyce as well, so it's looking good. A lot of turnovers from Spanish Fork this game. It's just killing them right now. The turnovers and not being able to keep their possession is just, you can't score if you don't have the ball. Schultz and Rachel Heath just passing back and forth to each other. We've seen that all game. Great ball movement. I think Coach Hader is just getting them, just telling them to just pass the ball and look for the best shot, as we're seeing right here. They're looking like the Spurs. Another good three opportunity, but she couldn't get it to fall. Schultz has taken a few threes. Not quite sure if she's made one yet. Down to Rachel Heath with the ball. Kiara gets a foul. That looks like it's going to be the second foul of this half.
You know, we're at that type of throwing the ball around like you're talking about. That's exactly what that's supposed to do, is create a player in the middle, which in this case is Kiara Siri, and she comes in, and immediately it makes 2 or 3 players have to converge on her, which always leaves someone open, or they get the foul. And that's, again, it's just being run to perfection almost right now.
Yeah, they're looking really, really good.
Biggest lead of the night, right? 22 at this point.
Yeah, they're playing some crazy basketball. Better than I've ever seen this team play. All right, Spanish Fork with the ball. They're gonna try and take a lesson from Wasatch and pass it around. Allie Branch has shot a lot tonight and a lot of threes, and she's only seemed to sink one. I still think that it's just going to be better for Spanish Fork to keep it in the paint. They don't have a really high 3-point conversion rate, and then there again, just another miss.
You know, I agree with you. However, at this stage, they shouldn't panic. Spanish Fork shouldn't panic. And if they seem to be taking enough threes that maybe they feel confident that they can make them. Maybe this is just an off night of threes. Not sure. But the idea is for Spanish Fork to get back in this game, exactly what you're saying. They need to be able to somehow break the airtight defense of Wasatch at the moment.
Yeah,
on the inside.
Wasatch is playing with such high intensity and passion. They're looking like they're just loving it out here tonight. Grace Wonder with the shot, bounces off the front of the rim. We're going to get a rebound from Katie Perry. She's going to kick it out to Kiara. Just a lot of passing going on, just team basketball. Leaves number 11 for Wasatch, Elizabeth Anthony, wide open for a shot. Unfortunately, a little bit of an air ball there.
Elizabeth Anthony came in that first half, I thought did a really good job, came in and filled in for Rachel Heath and gave her some great rest minutes, but gave some great tough defense. I was impressed with Anthony tonight.
Yeah, she's an impressive defensive player. As you can see right there, right in her opponent's face, causing them to make a pass into double coverage. We're going to get another jump ball. Going to be Springville this time. Or Spanish Fork, sorry, not Springville.
1.6 seconds means all they have time for is to get it in. And if all Wasatch has to do is play in the face of somebody, not let them get a shot up, but don't foul.
And we're going to see an air ball, not going to be able to convert that. Great defense by Wasatch. Had about 2 girls right in her face.
That was actually really close. I thought she'd fouled her on that play.
Yeah, me too.
And that is like the one thing you don't do in that place.
Look at these replays from Wasatch, getting it in, getting tight, looking great. We're about to bring it back in for this fourth quarter. Wasatch 48, Spanish Fork 26. Wasatch has had a really high scoring game. Like, sometimes the boys team doesn't even score this much. They're playing like they could be playing in the NBA right now. Rachel Noyce Man, she uses her power to get that shot up. She's got, I want to say, 14 on the night, which is pretty impressive. Spanish Fork shooting. Can't get it to go. They're going to call a foul.
Still, that's great. Well, thank you.
That was called on Kiara Siri. The line for 2.
Only about 7.5 minutes left. Let's see how many points this Wasatch team can put up. Let's see how if Spanish Fork can keep their intensity. Misses that first free throw. Not a lot of fouls in the second half. We saw quite a few in the first, but only 2 for Wasatch and only 1 for Spanish Fork. Looks like it's going to be out on Wasatch, and it's going to be back to Spanish Fork ball.
You know, Rhett, you were talking about scores for Wasatch this year. Easily their highest scoring game. But up until this point, their highest scoring game, I believe, was 42. And so you're right. At 50, they're definitely a little more efficient tonight than they've been.
Yeah, 8 points ahead.
With an entire quarter still to play. Just great hustle defense there.
Yeah, great way to get her hand in front of the ball and stop that pass to the open player.
We talked about Pulsifer earlier. She just great contributor all around. Just does a lot of great things. There's just not many things she doesn't contribute. May not be a great scorer, but she's always in there, always rebounding, always on the floor. She does those type of hustle points.
She is a hustle player, and that's why she stays in. She's just not afraid to get dirty, and she's just playing hard all game, giving it 100%. She has it right now. Playing a little settled offense over to Rachel Heath. She's going to shoot that 3. Oh, almost got it in. Kiara Siri with the rebound. We have dominated on rebounds today with Rachel Noyce, Kiara Siri, and Pulsifer getting in there, just getting those rebounds.
That is a great post play right there. Rachel Noyce really posting up, doing well with that.
Nothing we haven't seen before. She's playing great.
Super aggressive there, Kiara. Sorry. Kiara Siri. Super aggressive on that.
She's going to get a well-deserved break. And a sub in from Katy Perry. Katy Perry is now on the floor.
Kiara Siri, again, those hustle points. Part of her game that she just needs to learn a little bit more is just a little more discipline on some of those inbounds. That was at least twice tonight that she's gotten called for kind of an over-the-back play. And that's just by aggressiveness. She's just being aggressive, and that's awesome. She's got to learn a little bit to be patient with those. And that was her 4th foul, actually. That's why she's coming out, but going to have to sit for just a few minutes. So I bet she comes in with probably about 3 minutes left is probably what she'll do.
Hopefully she doesn't foul out of this game, but I mean, fouls can be bad, but they can also show the character of a player and how hard they play.
Absolutely.
Swatted away, but back into Wasatch hands. Schultz taking the ball. She's a great ball handler. Kicks it down, kicks it out. Another 3 ball by Rachel Heath. Looks like she's just practicing her 3 ball tonight. Couldn't get that one to sink, but she had a few sink before.
I actually love that she's looking a little more relaxed with those. Like earlier in the first quarter, it looked like she was afraid to take that 3.
Yeah,
and
now she's confident.
And that's okay. She missed a couple, but it's okay. I'd rather her. I think they really need that. They'll have the inside game with the big girls, Noyce and Sari, and then they need the outside game. If they collapse inside, they need the shooting.
Yeah, it's better to shoot your shot than hesitate. Like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. you miss those opportunities.
Wow, that looks like a big travel right there. Coach Hader just...
We're going to let it slide. By we, I mean the refs.
Yeah,
and again, just scoring in the paint. That's where they get the bulk of their points. They've had 2 threes tonight. The rest, 2-pointers in the paint from what I've seen.
That's one of their seniors, Johnson. And they do. They need that more. They just need a little drive. And Wasatch playing pretty tight. But if they can get some picks, they can do it.
Katy Perry with that layup. Looked great. Great shot.
Katy Perry's quietly with 7 points tonight. Doing a great job.
She hasn't had like a ton of playing time, and so like the amount of points she scored and the playing time she's got, I mean she's had a decent amount, but like to score that much and the playing time she's received is just awesome.
Rachel Noyce down on that defensive end with another rebound. She's got to be looking at a double-double tonight. She's already got 16 points, leading both teams, and she's got to be close to 10 rebounds.
Yeah, and she has a few steals too, so we've seen a lot from her tonight.
I was a little off. Kiara Sari coming in, and looks like she's going to check back in with about 4.5 minutes left at the next whistle.
54 points for Wasatch, 28 for Spanish Fork. Just an incredible lead. They're going to call that a foul, no charging. Showing some good sportsmanship, helping her up.
We may not have heard the parents too much tonight, but we heard right there.
Yeah, we did.
Parents thought of that one. I would actually have to.
Let's see that replay.
That was a
again.
tough one. Yeah, if we have that replay, that
we'll watch this free throw first.
I think Grace got in front of it pretty good, but then leaned a little to the right. I don't know. What do you think?
She got her feet planted. They weren't moving.
You thought it was offensive. Corey Lang, and I would have to trust him far more than the two of us.
Oh, I trust him. He knows what he's talking about. Corey Lang, our inside, I don't know what I would call him, genius, basketball genius. Lots of passes.
Coach Hader with a 24-point lead is not happy with what he sees, so he's calling a timeout.
No, it's never enough for Coach Hader. Let's watch a few plays from this quarter. Rachel Noyce.
Just another great
gets
post
that
play.
bucket to go.
Couple
Wow.
of great post plays here from Rachel.
Watch again.
Here's one more. Step down, square up. That's just exactly how I taught back in junior high.
Yeah. Rachel Noyce again.
There's that great move. This is exactly what Spanish Fork needs, is that type of move. A little head fake on the outside and drive, and then you had a couple picks.
Yeah, perfect bounce off the glass. Watch this. Woo, Katy Perry. She's coming in with a roar, if you know what I mean.
Just looking at the scoreboard just a little bit here. For Wasatch again, Rachel Noyce leading scores, all scores of both teams, 16 points. Kiara Sari, 8 points. She's got to be near, that's of course almost double figures there, and she's got to be the same with rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
You could have two Wasatch players
get double-doubles
if we're not
tonight.
careful, double-doubles. Rachel Heath has 15 points. This is easily her best outing in several weeks. Overcoming a little illness back a few weeks ago, and she's back in stride. Looks great.
Yeah, playing strong. Playing like being sick never happened. Rachel Heath with the ball, taking it up top, keeping it a little settled. Spanish Fork right in Wasatch players' faces, but we're just going to keep passing it around, getting those great passes, and just opening it up. Getting the Spanish Fork defense spread out and off their man. Or woman.
Yeah, that's the other plan. Trying to get it into Sierra at the top of the key, and then Rachel Noyce tries to get past her or in front of her defender.
It looks like Spanish Fork has kind of figured us out a little bit, though. They went to a man.
Yeah, they're a full man at this point.
Rachel Noyce almost gets it to go. Saved to Spanish Fork. Great hustle by Kiara Sari.
I'm thinking one of two things is going to happen here. Norm is going to either keep the team in this deep offense to see if they can do that type of play against the man, or they're going to switch back to that motion offense that they did earlier that was eating up the man-to-man. So
Schultz checking back in. She's going to sub out Grace Wonder. She's had a pretty good game tonight.
Yeah, Wonder's done a great job. 3 points, several steals,
a few rebounds.
Great guard defending.
She fills your stat board. And she's only a senior, so we'll see more.
Right there. I believe that'll be Kiara Surrey's fifth foul, if they call that on her.
We're going to see her out for the rest of the night, unfortunately.
Casey Anderson will be at the line for 2.
Kiara fouled out also, I believe, last week at the home game.
She's just an aggressive player.
Super aggressive. And the fouling out, like you said earlier, not necessarily a bad sign. I know, like I said, 1 or 2, a little more disciplined plays on those, and she doesn't foul out, but stays aggressive still.
Katy Perry subbed in for her. Spanish Fork player sinks her first free throw. Not a lot of fouls this half. Quite a few on Wasatch. Only 1 on Spanish Fork. Wasatch fighting each other for the rebound. Then Spanish Fork hops in on it. Gonna get a jump ball and it's gonna go Wasatch.
Finishing that, what we were talking about with Kiara Seri, you know, Wasatch has got to be super happy with the play of their juniors.
Yeah.
The junior towers.
They're junior.
Seri and Noyce have just got to be wonderful surprises for them this year. And I don't know if it's a surprise to them at all. I think neither Noyce nor Seri played a whole lot last year. But most definitely getting the learning curve is going their way right now.
Yeah, we've only had 1 senior in this game tonight, and that is Rachel Heath. The rest is juniors, because Macy Berg has been out with a knee injury from what I can see. So great job just stepping up these juniors. It's hard to play varsity and compete and win when you're a junior. It's kind of intimidating.
Future is definitely bright for Wasatch.
Oh yeah, because we're only losing 2 players this next year, so it'll basically be the same team, just with more experience.
Looking at the
rebound,
looking at the Region 8, you know, you're looking at right now a pretty big division between the top teams and the bottom teams. Region 8 has been super tough always in the past, and so you're looking at your Springville, Provo, Maple Mountain, you know, being basically the strong team. Salem Hills did lose the other night to Provo. It looks like their score is already in tonight. Salem Hills has beat Park City 50-20. They are now 2-1 in the Region 8.
As a Wasatch man myself, I don't feel too sorry for Park City. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, they've had a tough go with basketball. You know, their volleyball team has been state champions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too bad none of those great athletes that are playing volleyball
or play basketball.
It's they are towering in volleyball. They're one of the bigger teams in the state. Again, state championship for volleyball just a couple of years ago, and state finals one year and top 4 another year. So I bet they would love to have some of the volleyball players.
Some kids just get stuck in one sport, though, and just put all their energy into that.
Great drive.
It's great to play multiple sports. Yeah, great drive. Gets the foul. Going to be a shooting foul.
I'm actually thrilled to see her do that from down that post. She got the ball in play, and there was only one girl guarding her between she and the basket. So she did exactly what I was hoping. She did a little flip around. I don't know what you call that, Coach Lang, but they did a little flip around where she just spun and did baseline, and they had the foul.
Spin. I don't know what you could call that. Yeah, it was great, though. Sinks the second one.
Bringing in the second team here with 1:41 left.
Subbing out almost all of the Wasatch players. A whole new squad out here tonight. We've seen Grace Wonder and Elizabeth Anthony out there. But now we have Eden Nelson and number 12, Taylor Tustin. And number 25 on Wasatch, Elizabeth Houston. They're going to get a foul right off the bat. Good to see them get a little varsity experience tonight.
A foul puts you in the scorebook, so She's in the scorebook.
Yep. Maybe not a good thing, but you're in. Let's see if we could get a few shots off from this. Rebounded by Spanish Fork. Edith Nilsson trying to get in on the block, but couldn't quite get a block. Looks like we're going to see a full court press from Spanish Fork. Kicks it into Houston. Houston, we have a problem. Elizabeth Anthony with the ball. Ooh, kind of loses it. Slips off her fingers. Gets stolen a little bit. Tries to get that offensive foul, but it's not going to go. Edith Nilsson with the ball. I'm not sure what the ref called.
Looks like he called a foul.
Foul on Wasatch.
I'm not sure who the
foul on.
Oh, yeah. It was on Spanish Fork, yep.
But almost in bonus. Elizabeth Anthony with the lob overhead. Houston going for the layup and gets it. First varsity points of the night for her. Gets on the stat board. Spanish Fork still not giving up. Wasatch, second squad coming in, playing hard. Not giving up either, trying to prove themselves. That's going to be a 3-ball. That's going to be the third 3-ball of the night. Grace Wander passes it into Houston. Anthony with the ball, taking it down.
You know, Red, I totally believe Spanish Fork, this is just maybe just one of those unlucky nights. I think they look like they got great athletes. They've got the three just wasn't really falling for them, like you were saying. I totally believe the next time they meet them, they're going to be a little tougher, especially at Spanish Fork.
If they would have made half of the threes they took tonight, it would be a close game. It would be a close game. Potentially, they could be ahead right now. But
and their threes that they were missing, it didn't look like they were launching terrible shots. It looked like they were just set bouncing off plays, and like maybe they'd done it before, like they were
almost going to get that ball. Hits the ground pretty hard. They're taking it down for a fast break. Going to lose it into the stands. Only 12 seconds left to go. We're glad to be here and to commentate on this game for you guys, and hopefully you enjoy this broadcast. Get to watch your daughters play some great basketball. Win or lose, it's all about just having fun and playing the sport you love. And that looks like it's going to be the conclusion of this game. Wasatch with the win by 20 points. Highest scoring game. Their highest scoring game previously was 42. Is that what you said?
I think it was. I was looking through it quickly. I thought
16?
At least 16, yeah. I think you're looking at
16 points higher than their high this year. It has been a great game. It was fun to watch this Wasatch girls team play, score more, and just pass the ball around, play some good basketball.